of year. We are trying to get the fire going to do the maple syrup. It doesn't want to take off because the wood's still kind of wet. So hoping we don't have to do it in the house, but we're gonna keep going and see. And then we're also doing a lot of clearing out while we're watching the fire. You might as well do something productive instead of standing around doing nothing. We do want to get turkeys in the spring, so I think the turkeys are probably going to have their coop over here near the chicken coop. So got to get it cleaned out so we have a place to build it. And then also debating where to put Kenzie's swing set, because the backyard is going to go under major transformation this spring. All that concrete, all going to be gone. Kenzie's waving hi! She took off her jacket. She did have one on when we came out, but Miss Boo is never cold.
Basically, I had an old piece of sheet metal to cover up half to try and keep some of the heat in. A couple old grates, fence, a garden fence post to hold up the grates, and leaving that area open so I can feed some more wood in. See how it goes. If it doesn't work, we'll always just take it in the house and keep it on the gas stove. But I'd rather use the wood. I mean, we got a pile of brush to get rid of, so any way to save money.
Alright, so this is the old kind of beat up pan we're using. We didn't want to use anything that was good. This is the filter that we had bought at Leeway Hardware to kind of filter out any of like the wood pieces or buggies and all that good stuff. You just slow down. The strainer I'm using underneath to hold the filter is one that I had bought at Walmart. It's just the one I normally use to make broths and stockless.
It's going to take about as long as it took to come out of the tree.
So it's taking a lot longer to strain it for the first time we're doing it than we thought. We have to strain it again after the syrup is complete. But remember I told you guys that this filter paper said that it was for hot syrup. So I don't know if it would do better when the liquid is warm or not.
Probably the second filter.
Yeah, well, that's the only one they had at the store. You know, and I think some people said, like, they didn't really filter it the first time either. But I can't imagine having big chunks of wood
There aren't any big chunks
breaking down. There is in one of the buckets. So, I mean,
maybe just strain it with this one to start.
Maybe
That's what we do.
You want to try it that way?
Yeah.
Alright, let's try it that way.
Grab the... Come here and hold this.
Yeah. Because Kenzie and I had to pull like moths and stuff out of it when we were dumping it into the bucket, so I didn't want. And I would only fill this like half full, so don't fill the pan to the top because it needs to boil but not boil over.
About 3 gallons in here right now.
Chickies, don't get too close, okay? Girls. You don't smell the smoke? Come on. Get away. Get away. They said, but you're raking. And that means new buggies. Sorry, girls. No new buggies for you right now. Sorry. Once again, in my face. Can't deal with it. Let's see. Getting some more steam again. We're getting boiling going on. Only problem doing it this way is we are seeing some of the soot and also anything that's outside that's going to fall into the pan, But Andrew's been scraping the top. And we also will strain it with that mesh cloth again, so hopefully that'll make a difference. So that's what came off the top. Now we're keeping an eye on it. If it doesn't taste good, doesn't taste good. No stress. So Andrew added a little bit of very dry wood.
Pine from the basement.
So it's kind of giving a nice flame. We're just a little nervous that the syrup is going to either fall in or burn, boil over. We're not quite sure. It hasn't been boiling as more of it's been simmering for the last few hours. And so we're thinking that might be why this is taking a lot longer. Everybody said it's a long process, but because we are doing such a smaller amount, we thought a couple hours would be enough to kind of get this boiled down before we take it in the house and finish it up in there. So we'll see. While Andrew's outside with the maple syrup, I came inside to make a chowder and clam cakes. I don't have a fry later, making do with what we have. Seems to be coming out pretty good. Finished product. They're a little darker on the edges than I would like because I made them a little too big so the inside weren't cooking when they were lighter. Excuse her mess. She's been destroying the house as Mommy and Daddy have been outside working in the yard. But Kenzie said, are they just as good as the beach house? Yeah. At the beach? So I take it as a win. So it's definitely taking some time. We still have some in the bucket to go. So it's kind of interesting to see how long it'll take. I know some people said they use on a lasagna pan. Creates more surface area so more of the water can boil off. I think the other problem is that we weren't really letting it boil. We were just kind of letting it simmer. So hopefully if we do this again, we'll know what we did wrong. So it is now 5 o'clock. Andrew's pot is still boiling and it's pretty much 2/3 of the way. You'd say 2/3 of the way to the top. Three-quarters of the way to the top. And we still had about another 2 gallons to add in. So I decided that I would do what's left stovetop and see how that works. This is the froth that they were telling us about that you can just scoop off. It doesn't harm it. It just stops for as much surface area. So the water can't break off the surface and evaporate. So we will keep you guys posted. I'm going to go outside in a couple minutes and check on what's going on with Andrews. So we moved both pans into the house.
Yes, Kenzo.
Because while reading the book, Kenzie's playing Pokemon. Show your subscribers. Stop waving it. What'd you get? Oh, cool. She is becoming such a good Pokemon master.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So we moved both pans into the house. Well, my pan was already in the house, but we moved Andrew's. He's kind of straightening it. Obviously, it's been cooking outside, so a lot more debris is able to get into his than into mine. We feel like mine's just getting more of a consistent boil. The heat's more consistent, and
it's getting dark out.
And it's getting dark out, so it's kind of hard to see the characteristics that they described. We're waiting for it to look like milk bubbles. So that's not happening yet, and not in his either. And to be honest, we don't expect it to happen for a little bit longer because it's really only supposed to be a 40-to-1 ratio. So we're thinking we're just getting about a quart out of this. So Andrew had a good thought that if we just combine them together, we're not going to go, sorry, I have hiccups. We're not going to go through as much propane with having the 2 burners running. Everyone told me they went through 2 propane tanks worth to get theirs boiled down. We have a bigger propane tank than what people use for like a turkey fryer because this is our oven. So I don't think we'll go through a whole tank of propane. But, you know, that's something to think about when you're doing this is how much it's costing you to actually make it versus how much you can buy it for. Alright, so while we were waiting for about another gallon of liquid to boil off, we're playing Operation. So the temperature is now a consistent 213 at, you guys can read that, 8 o'clock. Needs to get to 212 is a boiling point of water. One of the books we've read has stated that they like it to be 7 degrees above that. So we need 219.
So it's now 8:30. I decided to lower the pan and we switched pans. I strained it. Switched pans to a smaller one. It's got a deep amber now. It's getting there, but I think we still have about another hour of boiling to go. So Mackenzie came to join me.
And we're still boiling away. We're gonna boil that down a little bit more, I think. I think we're gonna get about half of what's in there. Once we're down to about half, I think we're gonna be pretty good.
That looks like syrup.
What does it look like?
Syrup.
Looks like syrup? Yeah, it's boiling down. Probably need to go for another, what do you think, Hans? How much longer? 10 minutes? You think 10 more minutes? I don't know how much longer, but we're gonna find out. Me and Kenzie are staying up. Mommy went to bed. Mommy had a long day. She's been outside breaking. Mommy decided she was gonna go to bed, and me and Kenzie taking over, right, Kenz? So we are up to 218 degrees. One more degree to go. Starting to smell like maple syrup. Looking good, nice amber color.
It's not like it. This is a blue can.
Alright, so we got about 2 mason jars worth of syrup out of about 8 gallons, maybe 9 gallons of raw tree sap.
This is a blue one.
Yes, it's a blue jar.
And this one's a
Clear.
white one.
Clear.
No, it's white.
Oh, it's white.
Yeah.
But about 2 mason jars full. They're real liquidy right now. We're gonna see what happens when they cool. Kenzie, what do you want for breakfast tomorrow?
Pancakes.
With what?
With these maple syrup.
Alright, you want to end the vlog?
Have a thumbs up. Subscribe to our videos. And what else?
Have a blessed day.
Have a blessed day.